Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Solutions. This is a card reading that is non-political, and it is oriented to try and help us to find a solution or some kind of comfort, maybe. If nothing else, some understanding about some of the decisions that we're having to make and the things that we're going through. You know, we're looking for solutions here, not problems. Problems are in our face. So, this is Katie Moonchild's world, and I'm Katie. What do you say we get this started? I am working with the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed and Alberto Villalobos. It's one of my favorite decks. I have used this deck forever. Well, not forever, but ever since it came out. And the reason I'm holding the whole deck like I am is because I want you to see what the energy of this reading is all about. The message of this reading is a 9 card, which is about mastery, attainment, fulfillment, and fruition. What have you attained in your life? Keep thinking about that as we go through this reading on trusting divine timing. This card is saying, be careful of your intentions. Honor them. Don't be too focused on what sparkles and shines in your face, because all that sparkles is not gold. And even if it was, this card is reminding us, this eye of the needle, of the Christian teaching that it is easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. No judgment there. Just that's the underlying reading of this card deck. Underlying energy of this reading. Over here, we have the Therapets deck by Kate Allen. And here, we have a deck that I got a couple months ago and I haven't used very much. It is the, oh, come on, where's my box? There it is. I put things away, you know. It's the Getting Into the Vortex deck. By Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's the teachings of Abraham for us to carry out the end of the week. So, I have been instructed that the next few readings we're going to be hanging out in the vortex. So, are you ready? I sure am. So the first card that we're going to find out here, this card, number 1. What energy or desire is driving my impatience right now? You know, divine timing is slow sometimes. We're so used to living in this instant gratification world that when we're in prayer and in manifestation and asking for things, we forget that as soon as you ask it, they're working on it, man. It takes time. Not your sense of time, our human sense of time, but divine time. To them, it's like, oh, here you go. But for us, it's like an eternity. Waiting and waiting and waiting. So, what is the energy or desire that's driving my impatience right now? Yeah. The wall. Obstacles. Don't you guys feel like kind of everywhere we turn lately, I don't know, for me, it's a wall. I'm trying to come out of the darkness like you guys are. There's so many that are down here in this lower world, lower energy, and they're trying to thrive off of it. And it's really hard to keep looking up to the light, to the opening. Wow. All those obstacles, they're kind of, I don't know, I'm feeling those obstacles are not as, they don't seem like as much of a mountain as they did, I don't know, 6 months ago. The energy has changed so much. Now this card is an 11 card, which is basically new beginning. It is the potential for opportunity in obstacles. When you're trying to go around that gigantic mountain, that's a path all on its own that deviates from your original path. Sometimes, and more often than not, we will find our answers in our people on that deviation around that obstacle or over that mountain, or if we're trying to dig our way through. It's those side trips that make the path interesting. So, yeah, obstacles can be a new beginning. It's all in our perception. So, the energy or desire that is driving our impatience right now is our perception of things. Change your perception, change your attitude, changes your energy. Try to look at every event or instance in your life, whether they are traumatic, chaotic, peaceful, calm, loving, happy, all of those things in your life that trigger those emotions. Try to look at them from different perspectives. Sometimes things that make us exceedingly happy, or that we think is going to make us exceedingly happy, may require someone else's sacrifice for our happiness. And that is something that we really do need to be aware of. So, the thing that's driving our patience right now are the obstacles that are in our way. Change your perspective on that to help with this. What unseen process is currently unfolding in my life? The hollow bone. Teachability. Yes. Okay. This is a 10 card. It's the end of the cycle. We have learned so much through this process we've been going through. We have gained and attained the wisdom of the owl, the understanding of the robin, the clarity of vision of the eagle, and all of that has made us teachers. Whether you want to be or not, as times go down in the future, go by, please understand that just because you've been through this, it makes you a teacher. It is up to all of us to teach what happened here and what is happening here. Whether we have chosen to be the sage or the warrior, or, the voyeur, the watcher. You cannot move forward until you go through all of that clarity and uncomfortableness that gives you the wisdom to make you a teacher. But that also shows the fact that you became a teacher. You had to go through so much teachability yourself. You too are the student. Everybody has a teacher. For every student, the teacher will come. And for every teacher, there is a student that will teach you more than you could ever learn from a master. Just in the questions asked of you. Be the hollow bone. Understand that to give out, you must receive. You cannot constantly be giving out, which is what the current situation, current energy in the world is right now, is a few want the many to keep giving to them. The many are seeing that if they didn't give it to someone else who didn't need it, how much farther they might be to have what they might want or what they might need. Perspective once again. Understanding that as a teacher, you are the hollow bone. You also must be flexible and teachable. When you're in this learning and growth and healing process, time goes by faster. And then all of a sudden you're at that spot where things start to come together. And it may be something you asked for when you were a little kid that you've completely forgotten about. And here it is coming into fruition for you. So that can be a very unseen process in your life. What guidance can help me trust the timing of this situation? Yeah, the covenant, the sacred contract. Each and every one of us signed a contract. While it is binding, it is not unbreakable. This contract is more than a piece of paper. The contract and the covenant that you signed was for growth and for your ego and spirit to understand what that means to grow. That means identifying, living through, expressing, and recovering from our emotions. That is the sacred contract that you signed to be on this planet right now. That part of the contract is unbreakable. Once you sign that, you will be taken on the path of learning and growth to help you to see the things that are important for your mission, for your journey. Yeah, I look at my journey as my mission. I use it as a mission statement every day for my life. That's my sacred contract. There's a challenge for you. I would like to hear on Tuesday, let's talk about what do you want? What kind of contract did you sign? We all came here for a different purpose. Did you come here for control? Did you come here for reflection? Or did you come here for assessment? All of those things are necessary to get the gist of what are emotions. A being of light is trying which is what you are inside, is energy and light, is trying to understand what it means to have emotions, with all the repercussions that go with it. So our guidance is just trust. You actually know deep down inside the promises that you made when you decided to start this life in the Hall of Souls. So keep that focus. You know what your sacred contract is. Is it to be a teacher? Is it to help go around obstacles to find those who are lost and need a guide to help bring them out of the darkness? It really does come down to being the teacher and understanding that role as a part of the covenant that you signed. To be here for this energy now. Wow. And it is a 7 card, which is about control, reflection, and assessment. So which one of those is you? Are you someone who feels like you need to control everything? That may be something you need to work on. That is definitely can be a sacred contract, just to learn how to not be controlling. Are you here to just reflect and watch? That's good. That's fine. Just understand when the time has come for you to stop watching that you need to take action and not continue to watch. But finally, the whole assessment is in this contract that you signed, in this agreement that you made, which you are finding out about because you're just remembering it. I know I am. So, as we step into that sacred contract and that vortex of what is new and what is changing, what does Abraham have to tell us? The first card we get. Feeling negative emotion means I'm launching requests. Don't be afraid of feeling depressed. Don't feel afraid of being angry. Don't be afraid of having your feelings hurt. When your heart hurt, that's very real. Don't be afraid of it though, because when that happens, that's when you send out the zingers for help. It changes your energy. And now this card is telling us, let's see if I can focus that in a little bit. There we go. As more people observe, as more people observe hardship and strike a tense, resistant pose, and therefore disallow their own well-being, others use them as their reason to do the same. So the lost lead the lost. And in a very short time, a very negative pattern of resistance can sweep through your population. The good news in this scenario is that in every moment that every person is feeling negative emotion about the economic state, vibrational requests for more abundance are launched. And those requests are heard clearly and respond so immediately by source. So understand, every time you have a negative emotion, that is the same thing as sending out into the universe the desire of that negative emotion. Understand that it will land in love, because the key to life is unconditional love, not judgment. Don't be afraid of this. Don't be afraid of feeling negative emotions, because they are launching your requests for what you want that's better. Next, that over here, there's one more card. Interesting art. I love the art on these cards. I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. Change your perception. Wow. If we are contemplating an action that caused negative emotion, we would not proceed with the action until we had resolved the negative emotions. We would make sure that we had come into alignment with Source before proceeding. By feeling for the improved thought, it's time, and usually in a short time, you will feel the harmony of your Source, and you will know the appropriateness, of your balance. We would not look for long lists of right and wrong, but instead we would feel for the emotion of alignment and Source. Like what I said, it has nothing to do with judgment. Leave the judgment where it belongs, in the past. It is an important emotion, but right now, don't dive into judgment this week. I normally don't say, the word don't drives me nuts. I try very hard not to say that, especially in my readings. But in this particular case, this is definitely a warning. You are in charge of your life. Nobody or nothing else is. What you want, what you ask for, you must ask it in a way that is so filled with gratitude that you open your eyes and it's in front of you. How does that rain feel on your face? How does it smell on a hot day when it's just finished having a thunderstorm come through? Because you were manifesting that rain. You were standing in prayer and intention, feeling the drops hit your face, while you could smell that fresh, washed air and the fragrance of the soil. So, our guidance is to trust the timing of the situation. There's a reason why everything takes the time that it does to give you the results that you so desperately desire. If you got it too soon, you might not even notice it. If you got it too late, oh well, thanks anyway. You see what I'm saying? The timing is everything. And the only source that knows exact timing for you is Source. So trust that. Trust divine timing. Make your request. Make it as though in gratitude it has happened. And then step aside. Keep moving forward, and it will come. Like I said earlier, it may have been something you did that with when you were a little kid. Maybe it's something you felt with a lot of emotion, and all of a sudden, here comes the result of that, and you're 60 years old. And you have no idea that you asked for that when you were a kid. Until it lands for you, and you go, oh, that was divine timing. Okay, I'm ready, you guys. I'm ready. What do our little critters want us to know? What do the animals that live with us and around us want us to know? These could even be ETs. I don't know. These are the creatures that can be hidden sometimes too. What is their message for us? You need to give yourself time to heal, no matter how long that ends up being. Slow down. If you slow down, you won't worry so much about the timing of things. When is it going to happen? I know, we seem like we're the waiting forever people. Just understand it's happening. From the moment that you asked that request, it was being worked on to fulfill for you. Relax in that. Trust that with all of the grace that you can muster. Because no matter how long it takes, you need to give yourself time to heal. Because you can't get through the next few months, years, the future, unless you are whole, authentic, and you. So trust the timing of the vortex, of the source, and how things unfold. And let them unfold. Stop trying so hard to be in control of how they unfold. Because when you're in control, trying to be in control, you're not trusting divine timing. It is that simple, that give and take. So, with that, I thank you guys so much for being here. And, made it through the week. Congratulations. Now let's dive into this next one. As the teachers and the guides around the obstacles, honoring our contracts with our emotions. And not beating ourselves up so much when we have negative ones. Sometimes they're necessary. Just understand that when you have a negative emotion, just understand, when you have a negative emotion, there's a reason that maybe you might want to look at things through a different perspective. And that negative emotion's going to go away. Just like all of our issues and troubles, our solution is to do it together. Because, like I say every week, together, we're going to thrive. You like this reading? You believe what I said could really actually come true for you? You might want to come back for more. If you do, subscribe. You're more than welcome. I'm going to see you Tuesday in my live stream, and I'd be glad to meet you if you're new. So, hey, if you're not new, we're just going to go hang out as family and friends and enjoy ourselves. Get some inspiration, get some motivation, and keep moving forward. One step at a time, no matter how long it takes. And on that note, I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye now.